Hi everyone, welcome to Fredo at Night, a segment of my channel where we talk about more difficult, heavier topics. In times of ridiculous Disney movies, overblown idiotic issues, made up something phobias, the world is finally talking about an actual, real, horrible, heart-wrenching issue: child trafficking. It's all thanks to the recently premiered movie, heavily endorsed by Mel Gibson, titled Sound of Freedom. You will notice I will be censoring a lot of words in this video in an attempt for it not to be banned, as I believe it is crucial we talk about it, so let's dive in. The movie premiered on July 4th in US cinemas, and us European folks are patiently waiting for it to be available here as well. The film was directed by Alejandro Monteverde and produced by Angel Studios. And apparently Disney bluntly refused to release this movie, just saying. But before we get into all that, have a look at the clip from the movie.
No, por favor, alguien que nos ayude, por favor.
Literally, the only reason I'm keeping it together after watching it now is because I've already done my crying while doing research for this episode. But let's see what some users say. The fact that the mainstream news doesn't cover this type of evil says a lot. And another one: this is one of the most important movies the world needs to see. So in a movie review it says, this movie shines a light on one of the most horrific crime industries in the world: child trafficking. The movie stars Jim Caviezel, the Count of Monte Cristo, The Passion of the Christ, as Tim Ballard, a man who spends over a decade working as a special agent at the Department of Homeland Security. Sound of Freedom highlights one of his first missions to free dozens of children from sex trafficking and exploitation. It is the story of the fight for freedom and hope, even in the darkest of places. As you might suspect, the topic of the movie immediately sparked reaction. My TikTok algorithm worked overtime to bring all possible child trafficking clips to my For You page. People who already saw the movie took it to the internet to share their emotional responses to it, stating that everyone should watch it. It's a hard one, psychologically challenging one, but a must-watch. As most of us live our lives not knowing what happens right under our noses and how many children are being hurt. Here is a short clip of Mel Gibson speaking about the movie.
One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the trafficking of children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness. Go see Sound of Freedom.
So it was said that he was involved in the final cut of the movie and generally has been involved through the production of the movie. He was also very vocal about the issue itself. Here are some user comments. So that's why Mel was cancelled all those years ago. Something to think about. And another one: dude's a boss, better than all law enforcement in all free countries. No judge, cop, sheriff or trooper has done this. Citizen did this. Mel Gibson is also involved with a 4-part child trafficking documentary created by Tom Ballard himself from a non-profit organization, Operation Underground Railroad. It was rumored that he was the producer of the project, but those rumors were recently put to rest. PolitiFact wrote, Operation Underground Railroad is a non-profit aimed at rescuing children from sex trafficking and sexual exploitation. It was founded by Tim Ballard, who said that Gibson isn't a producer on the organization's upcoming documentary about child sex trafficking. Ballard said in a statement to the magazine that Gibson called him in 2022 with valuable intelligence regarding children who were rumored to be vulnerable to human traffickers in Ukraine, and that he deserves all the credit for taking the initiative to further the critical work that we do. But going back to Sound of Freedom movie, here is a reaction of a person that went to see the movie. This is him right after.
If you guys go see The Sound of Freedom, it's time we put an end to this. I have no words, but I can tell you this: you better pray. We have to do something, because 150 million people are trafficked. And the US is the #1 destination. God's children are not for sale.
Those are tears of a man who had his eyes opened with a brutal truth. This movie and talking about this issue can break the toughest man. Did you notice what the man said? Yes, child trafficking is a global issue, equally horrible, but the main destination of the victims is the United States. That's why a lot of research on the subject takes place there. In one of my past episodes, and I am linking it here, and in the description below. I talk about Wall Street Journal exposing Mark Zuckerberg's Instagram actively promoting in-person meetings with pedophile networks. The algorithm of the platform allowed it, linking predators to child sexual content and by allowing the usage of disgusting hashtags. There was also very public pizza emoji usage, a code used by predators for inappropriate material involving children. Or the fact that the sickos started calling themselves MAPs, meaning minor attracted people, and even got a fucking flag. Let's watch this snippet from Redacted channel showing us how people involved in the cause track untraceable babies.
Our friend Michael Yon, former Green Beret war correspondent, has been covering this for us, doing an amazing job at the border and in Panama at the Darien Gap. He sent us this video that he filmed from the border with another journalist because there's huge money, big money, $34 billion in money.
Just to have reference, the airline industry made $22 billion, and it's like one of the biggest industries in the world, right? Like it's unimaginable wealth, right? So the number is 34 billion. Like
basically trafficking untraceable babies who have no birth certificates. No birth certificates, no records.
Obviously, we've shown you guys multiple camp areas in which it was not as obvious as what we're seeing here. Take a look, there was blankets, let me see, little girls' articles of clothing, little boy or girls, little boy shoes, more little girl undergarments, little girl shoes, more little girl shoes. There's multiple baby bottles in here, baby formulas, little girl jackets.
You get the idea. This is happening constantly under our noses, but for some reason this is not a viral subject. Disney releases Little Mermaid movie, the whole world loses their shit. But the movie based on true horrific story bringing attention to an issue so upsetting that brings the strongest men to tears, where is the coverage? Where are all the articles, the videos, the responses? I hope all this will start rolling out in the next few weeks, because that's the purpose of the Sound of Freedom, to visualize what those poor children are going through, what monsters are behind it, and to bring awareness for us, people living in their bubbles, that there are real problems we should be putting all our efforts into. Let's listen to the former CIA agent explaining why this is so untraceable and profitable. A video also posted by Redacted.
These children are not just kidnapped and in some cases bred by families as a cash crop. We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means it's easier to kill them and have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load. Again, children who have no documentation. It's not just child slavery or child abuse, it's also child torture, because you have adrenalized blood. You have the whole blood drinking ceremony of the satanic world. And then you have ritual ceremonies and ritual murder, as well as incidental murder. The other working assumption is how long do these children survive within this system? What I am hearing from the witnesses that I've talked to is 2 years. It may be longer. It may be 4 years. It may be 6 years. But by and large, these children are so abused. I mean, we're talking rapes by the hour and so forth, that they reach their expiration date within 2 years. And then they're murdered with impunity, or they're ritually murdered if that's what they've been bred for.
The manufactured problems of today's society, covering up for the real issues. The gender politics, your transphobias, fat phobias, and other bullshit phobias. People dressing like pets, demanding attention, grown-ass men pretending to be little girls, and society accepting this. The ridiculousness needs to end. Some attention seekers claiming victimhood over the most idiotic things like being overweight. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, do you have it worse than those kids? Check out this video.
The youngest child we've rescued in this country was 2 years old. 34 men raped that 2-year-old over a 36-day period. It took 30 plus surgeries for her just to be a woman, to urinate normally. She'll never be a mom. 76,000 kids trafficked per day in Texas. 76,000. Way over 500,000 US. We're talking about slavery at proportions like we've never seen in history. So we have, on our watch in this country, allowed our children to become goods for sale. No question. The sex ed that has infiltrated 29 states, that is normalizing sex with 10-year-olds, 2 10-year-olds. I have the manuscript, I have the book, and it's illustrated, by the way. It's soft. This is being taught in 29 states. It's a desensitization of the American population to sex sexuality, gender. Look at all these things, Jan, they're connected. How would you deconstruct a society? You would get people to agree. Yeah? Sure, remove prayer from schools. Sure, marriage is not a husband and a wife. It's whatever. Sure, okay, everybody should have their sexuality. Great, and yes, we're protected. But you got to think of what it's doing to society. And now we come to a movement, a very active movement, that is looking for a sponsor for a bill in DC. And this bill classifies and clarifies that pedophilia is a sexual orientation. The second we go there, the second a pedophile gets rights, we're done.
Rotting world we live in. Here are some comments. I have a 2-year-old daughter. I can't handle this reality. My heart breaks for this little girl. I don't know. And another one, I don't understand how they come up with these numbers. Also, why isn't this mainstream news? Someone commented, too many politicians and celebrities involved. In the United States alone, 800,000 children per year goes missing. 230,000 in UK, 100,000 in Germany, 50,000 in Canada. Cyprus, of course, fights trafficking as much as other countries. Cyprus has demonstrated serious and sustained efforts in combating human trafficking despite challenges, State Department report from the United States said on Friday. According to the report, despite the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, Cyprus has demonstrated serious and sustained efforts in combating human trafficking, resulting in its continued placement on Tier 1. The report said that authorities have successfully identified more victims and issued stricter sentences for perpetrators involved in trafficking crimes. But we are not doing enough. Society must wake up. We must wake up, start questioning things and take action against the monsters. Look at this short trailer of the movie stitched from real footage from around the world. On that note, if you're in the United States, I encourage you with all my heart to go see Sound of Freedom. And if you're in Europe, I'll keep you updated on when it will be available to stream. Although someone commented, out in US 4th July, not sure about UK, but there's plenty of places you can watch it online. Please share this episode of the Daily Fredo with your friends and family. Let's educate each other on this horrific, sick issue. In this segment of my channel, I do talk about uncomfortable topics like this, so if you enjoyed this episode, you might find one of those interesting as well. And if you'd like to stay updated, please subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to never miss a new episode of Daily Fredo. That's all for today. Have a good one.